This is part 3 of the videos of Whitehall Farm, the aerial view. Down below us you can see in the left-hand corner, the boat ramp that was installed. We thought it would be very convenient for all of the property owners to be able to launch their boat right from their very own community, not have to drive many miles and go back and forth and so forth. The ramp was installed in 2005 along with most of the rest of the development which was done on the property. That ramp was approximately $40,000 to put in 2005. It'd be very hard to even get a permit to do it nowadays, I believe, but it's there, it's legal, it's permitted. Along in here we're looking at the riprapped shoreline. The riprap has held up beautifully. In the last 16 years we've had virtually zero erosion. The cost of that, again in 2005, was roughly $120,000, but it's well worth it because it really protects the property and will protect it forever. Okay, now we're going to do a flyover of the bulk of the property. The property line on the south side is along the tree line off to the right, and there are 4 waterfront lots. Pardon this part of the video. This was my first time with aerial photography, third time flying the drone, so I got a little shaky there, but I think it'll get better. So we're flying along with the property line on our right, approximately where those the tree line on the right is, and this is panning across the 6 lots which are water view but not waterfront. These range from just under 4 acres to 10 acres. So we're flying kind of diagonally across what we call the back lots. They end over there near where you can see that house on the left-hand side of the screen. The property line on that side goes into the big clump of trees on the left-hand side of the screen, and all of the properties back up to Bulls Creek, which we're going to fly over in just a minute. You can see it coming into view. I'm going to turn the drone and fly up Bulls Creek a little bit, approximately to where I think the property line ends. It may go a little further. It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but where you see the water end in the left-hand side is about where I think the property line ends. Not positive. You can't see the drone, so it's hard to tell exactly where it is. When I'm flying it, I'm seeing just what you're seeing. So now we're turning around and we're going to fly up Bulls Creek toward the Rappahannock River. All the property is off on our right-hand side, and the property lines back up into this opening, which you can see down below the drone, which is Bulls Creek. And you can see the 4 waterfront lots out and off in the distance on the other side of the road. And right now, excuse me, I'm flying along the back edge of the 6 non-waterfront lots, but, well, they are waterfront on Bulls Creek, but not waterfront on the Rappahannock River. The intersection with the property line goes about down through the middle of the creek, and if you notice the tree line from the river back, if you just extended that, that would be approximately where the property line would be. The video is a little bit long, but if in the first 4 minutes or so, I'm going to give you a pretty good view of the property, and I won't be exactly flying all the property lines, but you'll get a pretty good view in the first 4 minutes, and if you want to learn more or see more, you can continue watching. The whole video, I think, is about 12 minutes. So I'm panning over some of the back lots as well as with the waterfront lots in the foreground. You can see the road that's installed down there. That was also done when we divided the property. That was approximately $65,000 to put the road in back then. I just spun the drone around to take a look at the other side of on the right-hand side of the road is where the property is, and I'm panning backwards to kind of give you a better view of that. The property line goes from that light post along where you see the field plowed, and then it kind of veers off and encompasses, goes up sort of to the edge of the field that you can see in the background, including that clump of woods, which is sort of directly ahead right here. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what the property is all about. And if you want to stay tuned, there will be some more flights which cover it in a little further detail. Backing up here and looking at the whole expanse of the property. Okay, now we're starting over again, flying down the road. The road below us is the one that we put in. Off to the left goes down to the boat ramp, and straight ahead is a paved road. It's Courtney Road. The road for White Owl Farm Properties is a gravel road, and starts right about where you see this road end there, where it curves. And our property is off on the right-hand side. It's the plowed field on the right-hand side. And again, you can see it goes up to the light post, which is ahead of us. And then it turns right and goes at a right angle. And I think I'm going to cut the corner a little bit here. But it follows sort of straight along where you see the field plowed in the same direction. And then once it gets to the corner there, it kind of veers off. I'm trying to, the property line kind of goes into the trees, but it sort of expands out a little bit on that end and includes a big part of this clump of trees that we're about ready to fly over. I'm trying to sort of fly the drone as much as I can right over the middle of the property, but that's, well, approximately, you can see where Bull Run is beginning to appear off in the distance. If you run a straight line from about where we are over to Bull Run, that's pretty close to, or Bulls Creek, that'd be pretty close to the rear of this particular lot that we're over right now, which happens to be a 10-acre lot. It's the largest of the lots. The lots on this side of the road vary from just under 4 acres to about to that one that was 10. Okay, I ran out of electricity there to fly the drone, so now we're back out on the Rappahannock River, looking down the shoreline, looking over the riprap. You can see clearly the coastline. There's an embankment. I'm guessing that's 20 feet. It's easy to walk down, and it's pretty tall. It gives you a nice elevated view of the river and protects you from any rising waters. I don't think water could ever possibly come up higher than that bank. You can see there again the boat ramp, the little beach on either side. This is a low tide, actually a pretty low tide. You can see how high the water normally is by the black marks on the riprap. So here, this is about the most of the beach that would be ever exposed. It's a small little beach, but it's a little beach. We put in a turnaround, which is that circular area, so you could swing a boat in there and not have to back it all the way down to back down into the ramp. Continuing on, riding, well, I'm cutting the corner a little bit. Okay, coming back, trying to fly up the ramp road. Off in the distance on the far side of the road is all of the 6 backlots, as we call them. You can see some of the little green electric boxes, like right about, there's 2 of them right in the middle of this screen there. Also, you can see the driveway entrances. It gives you a pretty good view if you look down. All the driveway entrances have put in, and the whole project has underground electric. That was approximately 20,000 when we did that back in 2005. So all the subdivision has been done, all the lots have been perked. The riprap is installed, as I said, 120,000, the road 65,000, the ramp 40,000, and the underground electric about 20,000. So the expensive parts of the development, of course, and as well as the subdivision itself, it took about a year to accomplish this, maybe two. It was not easy getting this all done, but we managed to do it. So now we're back at the rear of the property, looking down on Bulls Creek, and you can see this, I think will show us this. No, I was trying to show the headwaters. There you can see the headwaters where, not the headwaters, but where Bulls Creek empties into the Rappahannock River. The headwaters would be behind us here. So I'm flying up basically the rear of the back lots and the 4 waterfront lots, as well as the common area can be seen in the distance where it fronts on the Rappahannock. Again, those lots are roughly 2.5 acres, nominally 2.5 acres each, 200 feet wide. And then the common area, which is the boat ramp, I think it's about 70 feet wide at the road, and I believe it goes out to 120. It's either 100 or 120 feet wide where the actual ramp is. So we're flying over the back lots, heading toward the front lots, and you can see the driveway entrances. If you look closely, you can see some of the electric boxes that are there. And this, of course, is the front portion of the property which fronts on the river here. This view is just sort of backing up, kind of a final view of the property. I think this is near the end, showing from a kind of an angle. Our property's on the right-hand side of the driveway there, and then on the far side of the road, as you see it. Thank you for watching. That's Whitehall Farm Part 3, the aerial view.